playoffs. Now let's play the way that we play League of Legends against a team that we should be familiar with coming in from Thailand.
Well, let's see. As we get into pick and bans for Game 1 between Insurgent and Mega. We'll see where the target bans want to come out here. Let's see if they want to try and go toward, Belby in that mid lane, try and, isolate his champion pool a little bit.
Ban the OP champions, that's all.
That's your go-to?
Yeah, I've had this advice for LST teams for the longest time.
Ban what's OP.
What is strong and target ban their best players. Their comfort picks. Don't get flashy. This is not the LCK. This is not the LEC. Ban strong picks and comfort picks and picks that have been proven to work against you. Don't get flashy and cute and creative with, oh, we can counter X with Y. No, stop it. Just get rid of it. It's the best way to deal with something that's strong.
Well, the Azir ban going to be the first thing out here from Insurgent. We saw G4 on that twice last week. This time around, no. We'll see, as the Yuumi also getting banned out here, so Mega just don't want to deal with the cat down in bot lane. That could be picked up here by Martin. We'll see for Insurgent, because again, this time around, like you can look at the stats on screen. It's not necessarily pretty, and they're also banning. Yeah, you mentioned some flavor picks. Also going to ban out the cannon.
Yeah, don't let Rocky get cannon, please. What a monster on the champion. Azir ban against G4 makes sense. Take away one of the stronger control mages he can play, or one that he's prone to be playing. Yuumi taken off the board, denying that comfortable support pick that's very strong in the current meta.
Yeah, Pop could still go for like his Thresh or anything like that if he wanted to. That's again one of more of his pocket pickups, or go with something like the Alistar. We are not going to be seeing Corki this time around, as both him and the Azir banned out. So we'll hopefully be seeing a little bit of a swap up when it comes to mid lane.
That TSM Jat.
You know what? They said, Jat, we like that you're trying to balance the game, but no.
Yeah, you're fired. Go back to the casting team. Is that how it went?
I don't know if that's how it went there. Kiana also going to be banned out here by Insurgent. We'll see what the final ban is for Mega. I'm not complaining. I'm usually not a huge fan of the Corki Azir matchups most of the time. So
why? Corki's a great champion to watch.
Corki
with exhaust. I learnt this from Jake Spawn Tabira in the OPL. Take Corki, you take exhaust, and you get your Trinity Force Infinity Edge, and then you Valk on someone's head, you press Q and crit them in the face.
And if they're still alive, you exhaust them?
You just Valk on their heads, exhaust straight away, and just crit them in the face. Pop them one shot.
Final ban pickup here for Mega is going to be the Olaf, so not going to be seeing that here from Hopeless in the jungle, but that does allow the Sejuani to be a first pickup possibly here on the side of Insurgent.
Should be their first pickup. I wouldn't deviate away from this. Lloyd does like to play Sejuani in jungle, so take it away from him and also use it to your advantage. No matter what nerfs or changes comes Sejuani's way, she always finds a way into the meta. She's just better at Mumu.
Pretty much. Lots of CC. Big AoE ultimate.
Q's still the same. Bigger hitbox.
Pair it with melee champions too. It's very effective.
Q's still the same. Bigger hitbox and as a automatic gap closer. Crowd control on the passive instead of extra damage. Ultimate just pops, has burst damage. Just non-crybaby Amumu.
For Mega here, though, they're going to respond with the Elise getting picked up, so showing some early game aggression possibly, and even maybe looking to take away the Renekton and put Rocky on something he is comfortable with, even after, he got a shellacking last week on the champion.
So Mega are going to prioritize picks instead of counter-picking. So what we see next is G4 will get last pick in first draft, and then Duel and Pop will just round out composition with whichever flavor of bot lane they want to pick. But with the Elise and Renekton, Mega are going to focus top side heavy. Got a very good ganking jungler into a control jungler of Sejuani, and you've got a very strong top lane pick with point and click crowd control of Renekton. So G4 should not be phased by this. Just be like, hey, they're picking bot lane first. That's absolutely fine. And he'll pick up his carry in the mid lane. Probably somebody that either has very good wave control or has the damage to back up a strong topside map.
Here there's something like a Victor there if you wanted to. Here, though, for Insurgent, they're going to go ahead and pick up the Xayah.
So they don't. So they might just pick AD carry here. If it's going to be Xayah Braum locked in immediately and they don't show anything else topside of the map, G4 can pivot here and Mega can go, let's just pick a carry and then we can go support and last pick mid lane instead. So we get counter matchup. Because if you throw in Victor here, you know, something cute could come out from Insurgent.
Mm-hmm.
Go towards, you know, the support instead.
Might go here with the Kench. See the Catfish joining us onto the Rift. We saw him banned out, I believe, once earlier on. That was last week. Otherwise, we haven't seen much presence from him. Yeah, a couple bans here and there, but this will be the first time we're seeing Kench in Summer Split when it comes to the LST as we head into the second ban phase.
Yeah, he's taking away the Renekton, so if you pick up Kench, there's no real shield breaking targets.
As see here, it looks like, what does Mega want to try and ban out when it comes to their second rotation? It's looks like a Swain, but we are getting word that we might have a disconnect during the champion select. So we'll double check. We'll see what's going on here. So it looks like we might just remake up to the draft at that point. We're still double checking here on that.
Swain is an interesting ban, though. We didn't see Swain at all last week. I don't think it's popped up globally either.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a flavor of the month anywhere that we've seen. Sivir also banned out here by the side of Insurgent. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure whether or not these are actual full bans or not just yet. Because
so
we've been told that someone disconnected, so maybe they were able to reconnect. Who knows?
I don't think you can reconnect to lobby. It should drop lobby.
It should.
So this could just be the graphics machine filling in everything. It's just like, oh, what? What? There's no pics being inputted. Nico? Swain! Zipper!
We did see a Nico ban actually earlier tonight.
The bans,
it's not crazy.
So far, the bans besides Swain kind of make sense.
You know,
we are experiencing some technical difficulties. We're trying to get all the news possible before we move forward.
They might have just connected as they were thinking about to load in because we are just on a slight delay. So
maybe
there's possibility. Ooh,
let's just see how this one rolls out first.
Does this actually get locked in? I would be hype. I like seeing some Jinx. All right.
So you've got a carry bot lane coming out from Mega. That's like hyper carry bot lane. Tahm Jinx very safe. They're going to be perfectly fine against Xayah Braum. They'll be shoved in underneath their turret for most of the match, and Tahm will be taking a beating from a lot of the poke that comes out from Braum and Xayah. But it should just be very strong top side from Mega, trying to win the early game. And then you just have your bottom side of the map trying to scale up into the late game, because once Jinx gets into late game, gets her 3-4 items, that's it. It's going to be all out of control. But so far, Insurgents with the Freljord composition, with Braum, Sejuani, and Lissandra.
Yeah, you know, they're going Glacial. They didn't go with the Ashe, though, so minus points on that pickup. But they still have the Xayah, and the Kled getting locked in here. Going to be charging into the back line.
Yeah, so Polar's going to be picking up Kled.
Oh, wow. Karma
pick.
The Karma made it through.
That's a pick.
Oh.
G4 just goes, well, we'll pivot. You don't want to show your mid lane early on. Let's not target towards top side of the map. Instead, leaving Karma open means now Jinx is going to be incredibly scary. You've got the protection of a Tahm Kench. You've got the protection of a Karma. And you've got Renekton trying to tank up the front line. You know, some decent crowd control. Decent pick potential coming out from top side. But my goodness, that's a strong composition being picked up by Mega.
Yeah, that's a pretty scary one when you pick up the Karma and the Jinx. On top of that, too, like you mentioned, the Kench can look to eat her up if she gets hit by a Sejuani ultimate, or even then you have a Kled coming down and gets a target right on top of her, too. So lots of safety for Duel, and we've seen him in lane 2 be very dominant, so I want to see him now, you know, on something that's like a hyper-scaling carry like that Jinx. Going now into something that should be a little bit more exposed when it comes into that laning phase. Maybe we'll see Insurgents actually look to target that.
We do have some technical difficulties, unfortunately, so I'm not going to get into the game just yet. Lobby did have to be remade, but as far as I know, we'll be keeping all the same picks and bans, so those are the final drafts, and we'll just wait for them to get back into the match before we carry on.
Yeah, but those are going to be our picks. I'm shocked the Karma made it through all the way.
Yeah, that's
to the final pick. That's
something we don't usually see.
That's Insurgent going, oh crap, we didn't ban that. They went through all their bans. There's no Karma. We didn't ban Karma. We didn't first pick Karma. We did. Karma's still on the. Oh no. That's pretty much what's going through the coaching staff, I think, at this point.
I don't know. I feel like Insurgent could have gone for the Karma there. And I think we would have seen, Mega try to play something different. G4 can play the Z into it if he really wants to.
Yes, yeah.
Not the best of picks, but he could do it if he really wanted to. Lobby has been remade. We're just the players just going through all their picks very quickly. Once that's all sorted, we'll be able to jump straight into the match.
Yeah, we'll get ourselves loaded on into the Rift. Again, for Mega here, they're trying to bounce back after a loss when it came to their first match of the summer split. Again, they were undefeated. Didn't drop a single game during spring. This time, you're coming back into an opponent that you likely scrimmed against or you've played against quite recently, the same region within the LST. You're going to come back in here and try and make a statement.
Yeah, I think you have to. I think Insurgent, they've put together a decent brawl-heavy composition so they can fight mid-game and have enough crowd control to lock down single targets. Yes, you got the time catch Karma, but how realistically can you just say from all the different crowd control that Insurgent is bringing to the table? So mid-game's going to be Insurgent's time to shine. They really need to hold on to the early game, though, because Kled against Remington is a volatile matchup, especially with Elise versus Sejuani. So Elise will have the upper hand in the 2-on-2 top side of the map, but they need to hold on early game, get towards the mid-game, fight them before it gets to late game.
Yeah, because once you get late game with that Karma Jinx, they're just going to be rocking all over the place. You got enhanced rockets.
It's going to be very difficult.
It's going to be critting. Got a Rune Ends in there too. You get all that splash damage. It's not a pretty sight.
No, it's going to be very difficult if it does get towards late game. So they need to control the mid game and survive early game. Because early game, they're going to be able to attack bottom lane very effectively. So there is always the chance, if Sejuani's able to get some sort of tempo in the jungle, bring Kled into the bottom lane, suddenly you got a 4-man dive on a very weak bottom side. Because if you target Katam, can't kill him quick, Jinx can't really do anything else. That's a good side of the map to attack, because Zaya's always going to be pushing in with the feathers cutting through the entire minion wave, and then Braum is a very safe support pick that can just stand in front of Zaya and tank all the damage they need to.
And you get one Winter's Bite in there. You get that passive starting to get procced. Very easy pick potential, because then you can layer that up with the choppers as well.
And like you said, synergizes very well with Sejuani. Both their passives work very well in tandem. Braum can get the stun. Sejuani can follow up with a stun of her own as well. Pans out very nicely for these teams. They got 3 melee champions as well, with Kled when he's mounted being in Kled always.
Kled in general.
Kled in general, as well as the support as well as the jungle, so it does work out very well for them.
Yeah, especially there. We'll be loading on into the game again quite shortly. Sounds like the players are almost done finishing it up, and we'll be loading on in and get things underway.
They themselves are loading into some of this rift right now, so as soon as they get in, those are the confirmed picks. So the Swain ban to me really, I don't understand that. Must be something that the players have been practicing and seeing behind the scenes more than we actually are, because we had it played earlier today. Not too great success in the bottom lane, but this wasn't a bottom lane Swain ban that came out in this match. This was targeted towards mid lane or top lane.
Yeah. Because
we already had the Zaya pick coming out from Insurgent, so strange. I'm not going to take too much note of it. I do like the 80 carry bans that were thrown the way coming up from Insurgent, taken away. Because if Sivir was open, then that's a very easy Sivir pick that would have come out from Mega. But they took away the Sivir, took away the Ezreal, making sure there was no real 80 carries they could play in the bottom lane and just play from there.
Yeah. This time, though, we are going to, like we mentioned, see duel something on a Jinx this time around. You also got so much safety for this Jinx. It's actually going to be so annoying to deal with.
Protect the Jinx. Late game Jinx is going to be pretty overpowered to deal with. So,
which we did talk about. Mega has had some shaky early games.
Yes.
So that should be an opportunity.
But the only part of the map that is shaky is the bottom lane. And Jinx and Tahm Kench are so safe anyway.
True.
Mega could just play around that one. I want to see if Jinx picked up Teleport, if she did go towards a combat summoner, because we could just see Teleport being picked up, and then suddenly, it's no longer a...
Now you just don't do anything.
Now you just don't do anything. Now you just teleport back into lane whenever there's any sort of difficulty. But again, Mega have the late game, and they've got the early game on the top side of the map, because Karma can rotate around, has packs a punch in the early game, and then Elise Renekton is very difficult to deal with. Sejuani Kled, yes, can get some work done. Kled has a lot of damage. Sejuani has some bursts and very tanky, but you'd think that Elise would have more prowess in the early game. So we'll have to see if Mega can really attack the top side of the map, keep bottom lane safe, draw attention away from the bottom lane, is what Mega really need to do. Because if they ever leave that bottom lane alone, uncontested, unwarded, that's when you're going to see multiple members of Insurgent just pile on down towards the bottom side of the map, and it's good night, Kench.
Yeah.
Get back on the bench.
Yeah. You lay down the Kled charge.
This is Kench right here, and it's just boom, that.
Jeez, you dunked him.
Yeah.
Stop putting him on
That's
the
what's
bench.
going to happen to Kench. He gets benched.
No,
Yes.
that's him like when he goes into his ult. When he benches, he just slightly sits down.
No, it's not a passive benching.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like when someone comes by with the ban in Champion Select, they're just coming down. It's like whack-a-mole at that point. They just
No,
smack
that's
him down.
that's a passive benching.
Oh,
It's
that's
when you
passive
get
for
5-man ganked bottom lane and Kench dies. That's an aggressive benching.
We'll have to see how they play that one out as we're going to be loading on into our first game for our second set of the night. Of course, it is Mega taking on Insurgent to start things off.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
As G4, not G2 in that scenario, unfortunately for them, as G2 get to leave their mark on the world stage.
Is that available in like every single?
Oh, that's every region.
Every region.
Every
So if I
region.
play a pub game right now, I can find that G2 icon.
Yes, if you have
That's
I-
cool.
Yeah, that's like the podium currently for whoever's the current, I guess, world champion or MSI champion.
So that will change, I'm guessing, after Worlds. They'll put
Probably.
the logo of whoever. That's cool. I like that.
I personally would have liked them to use that wall and like put different team logos, like for everyone that's won a world championship.
That'd be
but-
nice, but you fill up the rift real quick.
True.
I think the prestige of just having whoever the last one was there is pretty cool.
That's pretty nice.
EU winning MSI lol.
NA in finals, lol. That was a weird MSI, let's be honest. that was one of the weirder ones.
It was. It was very weird.
Oh boy. When you have NA versus EU international final. It was already weird enough you had Fnatic in the World Championship final last year. Now it's just continued to escalate and get weirder and weirder.
They're getting better though. LEC is a very strong region at the moment. Enjoy watching them play. G2 did deserve their win. Getting into this match, you can already see Duel will have a very easy time early on. Jinx's first 3 levels are very strong, but then you'd see once Zaya gets some levels into her feathers and the pullback is just going to clear out waves way too quick.
See Polar already going quite aggressive here in the matchup. Maybe a little too aggressive as Rocky actually hit level 2. And level 2 down in this bot lane, already getting that slow and a little bit of splash damage coming out from Duel to get some poke in onto the bot lane here of Insurgent.
People forget that when Jinx was first released, players were maxing Zap.
Yeah.
That was the first max that came out for Jinx. Not for long, maybe for a week or two, because it does pack a punch. If you land one in the early game, it chunks off people's hit points. So landing that Zap there does knock back Shout quite a bit, because that's a potion's worth of damage coming out from the Zap. So well played from Duel as well as Pop, keeping the pressure very early on. It's going to make it much harder for Shout to duel him later on.
Oh, hopeless. That's unfortunate. Goes over the wall, has to dash out immediately with the Arctic Assault. And Lloyd should be able to claim this blue buff for himself. Rocky also going to come on down, and that will be probably a triple buff here actually coming out from Mega to start things off, as it was a full clear that came out from Hopeless and bot side.
And counter jungling. Lloyd's going to be able to take away Gromp, could probably go over towards Wolves if he wants. So instead of attacking a lane, Lloyd started with attacking the jungler. Hopeless is going to lose a lot from inside of the jungle. We'll get a Scuttle Crab on the other side of the map in return. Could probably take Gromp away from this bottom side of the map, but very good start coming out from Lloyd, making sure that Hopeless doesn't get his blue buff, make it difficult for him. But here he comes, trying to make an impact.
We'll see. Wave is pushing back, though, by Insurgent. Hopeless still taking his time here with this recall. Pings are waiting. Insurgent, they stepped up pretty far forward. That should be enough of a tell here for the side of Mega, but they decide to go on through. Pop going to get slowed. There's also going to be just a full engage onto the Tom Kench. The cleanse coming out.
Oh,
Pop
Chompers.
also going to be there as the caller not able to do enough, and Martin now has to soak up the damage. Duel does not have a whole lot of mana though himself, so can't do enough damage, and no one's going to go on down. But meanwhile, over the course of this, look at top lane. He also got mid lane. There's already a decent lead starting to form for Mega.
But just look at how calm and collected Pop is. Doesn't fat finger the cleanse or flash away early. Waits for both stuns to come out, then flashes away, but...
Ooh, Polar needs to
Oh,
get
one more!
Oh!
Still got it.
And that's going to be first blood going on to Rocky. Needed just another bullet or two to connect there to get the mount back.
And he got that nice cannon damage at the very end to get the final kill. Very close to him getting back on his mount, but also it was Lloyd coming in for a gank as well. Would have been difficult either way for Polder to try and take the one now. Very good one-on-one play coming out from Rocky, who's now 20 CS up.
20 CS up as that mini wave crashed into the tower to force Polar to actually use the TP.
I do want to talk about bottom lane quickly, where Duel used what I believe is the most underrated part of Jinx's kit, the Chompers. Now, a lot of people see Jinx as, you know, her ult's great, her pass is great, her Q is fantastic, and then she's got a zap and a little bit of a zoning device. But Chompers used in the correct position at the correct time can disrupt an entire gank, can cut off an entire team, can stun targets just like Caitlyn traps. Very underrated, and Duel used it perfectly, and Pop as well. Pop, cool, calm, collective, waited for both stuns to come out, immediately cleanse, immediately popped the grey health shield. Very well played.
Oh, Hopeless. He goes right back into a brush, and that's going to force out the flash. Hopeless.
Oh, good sidestep, Lloyd.
Nicely done. Lloyd flashes in. Arctic Assault is going to connect. Lloyd needs to just do a little bit more damage there. Belby coming over toward the
Spider!
side. Oh, Spider comes through, and Lloyd is able to pick up the kill, even though he was stunned up by Belby. Nicely done, as Pop even make an appearance here in the mid lane as well.
You know that's an Australian spider whenever it's big enough to kill you. Well played coming out from Lloyd. Knew he had the damage, landed the cocoon to make sure the volatile spider had enough time to travel the distance. Mega off to a fantastic start against Insurgent.
That's tragic too. You're stunned, you just see it crawling towards you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do at that point. You
can see the patience as well. It was Lloyd setting up for a gank in the mid lane. He knew that it's going to be difficult. He had to wait for the right time to try and engage because, you know, he's in that cocoons. G4 needs to be in position to try and lock down Belby as well. But he realized Sejuani's coming. Doesn't panic, doesn't rush for the gank, doesn't try to do anything crazy. He just simply waits for Sejuani to walk to the bush, then pulls out the full burst combo and continues to chase him down through the flash, through everything, making sure he sidesteps the flail that comes out from Hopeless as well, so he doesn't get slowed down and can't continue chasing. Very well played coming out from Lloyd.
And you know, this bot lane too, we were thinking, hey, it's a Jinx. You know, there should be a slight advantage early here, but Insurgent, it's just Duel.
Now, that's the huge thing I love about Jinx. If you're able to win the first few waves and start getting the push for yourself, you control the wave. Because now, when the wave first pushes towards you, Martin and Shout can't step up. So you can use your minigun, ramp up attack speed, and hit the first few minions. Then when it crashes, you can start using your rockets to clear out minions even faster, and the wave just continues to push back, rinse and repeat. Shout needs a hard reset, or needs to start fighting against Duel in order to get a reset going in his favor.
Rocky and Polar still trading up there. Polar's going to get knocked off Scarl. I'll let that push back in. Rocky could maybe go for a dive here.
He's got full rage. He's going to go.
There he goes. Underneath the tower. Stun's going to land, and Polar can't do anything at that point. Quick dive.
Clean. So clean coming out from Rocky. He knew he needed the full stacks of rage. Can't take turret aggro early. Waited for the minions to step in. And as soon as Polar stepped up to the plate, he said it's go time, got the slice in, got the full stun, made sure his Fury was used on both his W as well as his Q, and very cleanly executed coming out from Rocky. He's put that top lane in the bin.
On top of that, too, with that extra pressure toward top side, that means a quick invade coming out from Lloyd and G4. They're going to hand over the blue buff, and Hopeless, he gets to see that Scrying Orb also be popped, and doesn't feel too good. Let's go ahead and take another look at that very early kill from the Spider.
Spider!
Look at that. Cocoon. Oh no. And so far, so good.
It's like buying a LeBron James poster right there. Just dunked him.
Take a look across the board. You now have Black Cleaver being finished here for Rocky at 9 minutes.
You hate to see it.
I think you love to see it if you're Mega. Oh, not if you're Mega?
It's just all around scary. Polar can't even step up anymore.
No.
As soon as he does, he
gets ripped apart.
Rocky just presses W and suddenly a full Black Cleaver is applied declared. I don't think Polar could survive a full tower dive at max hit points right now. Duel's just pushed. Bottom lane's just in trouble. Force use. Oh my god!
Oh, Shout!
He almost got it on the back side of that.
Oh, if he had just a little bit extra AD there, the splash damage from the rocket could have done it off Martin. And Mega feel like they have full control now.
Because they do, Opal! Mega have full control right now. If Polar doesn't get knocked off his mount here, he's going to be in trouble.
He might be. He's going to jump off. Here comes Hopeless over toward the side. A very quick ultimate for Rocky. He's a big alligator.
You don't care.
You don't care.
You can't do anything. Stop.
Oh, what? Polar! That takes some guts.
If Rocky had his W right there, Polar was dead. Polar was just straight dead. I mean, Rocky probably would have died to Opal's coming back in. But that was weird. And
meanwhile,
that's Serenity coming back in. Sejuani's close by. They could try and gank this.
No ultimate available for Hopeless, though, and Rocky can just do a... oh, I'm sure... Yeah, yeah, Polar, that's the issue. You can't really say no once you ult. Rocky could have got really tricky there. Didn't have a dash, though. Lloyd is nearby, and... oh, jeez. This CS lead.
It's ridiculous. But I do want to point out bottom lane again where Duel has once again flexed his muscles on Jinx. First item Infinity Edge this early on. Duel is looking at the best AD carry we have in the tournament right now. Playing incredibly well in all the matches that Mega have played. Always outplaying his bottom lane opponents, and he's played Jinx fantastically. I mean, he's been able to keep Xayah behind, make sure underneath this turret, make sure they can't fight. All 5 turret plating still up. He's done the correct thing. Taking down bottom lane turret, nice and easy. Jinx has so much potential. If you ever get a push going as Jinx, your focus is try and get as much turret plating damage as possible. He's taking the turret down. He's probably going to take down both turret plating's top side of the map and kill that turret too.
Lloyd's also going to be able to pick up this Rift Herald as well, and Pop is near. They might just go for a dive on Polar. Oh,
Ward.
Polar. Oh, he wards.
Buy a ward, stop a gank, save a life, Polar!
Pop going to be popped out. Gets cocooned immediately, and he's got no flash. He's just going to get dove. Oh, the rocket coming in. They finish him off. And with that, like you mentioned, that's going to be all the turret plating as well consumed, and another tower being just funneled in onto this carry.
So well played. Mega are playing this just clinical. This is clinical League of Legends, and they're setting themselves up for a perfect game. Not a single objective's been taken away. They've controlled the entire map. They've still got Rift Herald. And with Jinx available with this Infinity Edge, they could just park at mid lane, drop the Rift Herald, take down more turret platings, and clean house. They might even get a perfect game with all turret platings if they're quick enough.
Polar just had to teleport to second tier tower. They're also invading onto the jungle. Belby, he's going to be able to get over toward the other side of the wall as Lloyd went up. But now 3 members of Insurgent are here.
Mid gone.
Mid is going to be gone. There's going to be more turret onto the Jinx.
That's all the turret plating's being taken down. All the other turrets, and they're still pushing for more. Duel with a lethal tempo is just going to rip through this turret.
I don't even want to know how much gold he has, because at this point he's probably sitting on 1,500, maybe 2,000. He's going to finish off that Zeal item next time he goes back.
This will be a sub 20-minute game. I'm calling it now. This is a sub 20-minute match coming out from Mega.
This is also Duel. He went magical footwear. He's getting just free items, too, and chunks of damage from G4, too.
I mean, that staple coming out from Jinx Magical Footwear makes a lot of sense right now because you don't really need anything else from that tree. Oh, my God. Can we hit surrender for them? Is there a way we can surrender for Insurgent right now? Because this is not pretty.
This is an 8,000 gold lead.
The problem,
this is when you're in a scrim and you say remake.
The problem is it's not an 8,000 gold lead. It's we're 13 minutes in and they've got an 8,000 gold lead. That is 33% of Mega's gold. That's the lead. They're 33% over Insurgent.
Yeah.
That's based off their gold. If you're talking about Insurgent's percentage, that's close to 45% of Insurgent's gold of a lead.
Yeah.
So everyone has about 50% more than everyone else in Insurgent.
And on top
Ridiculous.
of that, too, like you would expect there be maybe, because there hasn't been that many kills, you take a look at the bounties here. It's going to be
Not very
really
high.
You can't really, if you get yourself, you got 20, they've got 2,400
Mega
free
got
gold.
all the turret plates, whereas Insurgent got none. They've set up for a perfect game here, and it's not a high kill game. It's 4 kills in 14 minutes so far.
Here comes Lloyd toward the side. Polar's going to get stunned up during the dash, and he's going to run away. He might get Skarl back, but no, they slay him just there, and Lloyd's going to get himself his 3rd kill of the game.
I mean, Duel's coming back with a full rapid-fire cannon. He's ready to play.
Oh, jeez. Jinx going to step up in rocket form and just chunk you.
Jinx has 2 items, whereas Shout hasn't even completed 1. Shout stuck on the components of an Essence Revo, and Jinx got 2 items, 2 core items at that too.
He also invested into a call too, and it's only half stacked, so he's still got about probably another 4 minutes.
He invested into a Cole at 70 CS.
Yep.
He's barred. Shout needs to be fired. You do not invest into a Cole when you have 70 CS.
Oh, jeez. You like Pinkfish?
Bench him.
It's also going to be the second Ocean Drake. There's also an Infernal coming up. If you know Mega wanted to enhance this already astronomical gold lead for this period of the game.
Problem is they're bleeding out. Mega's got the late game. You've
Oh,
got
yeah.
a Karma and a Jinx. You've got the late game. Insurgent need to throw the kitchen sink somewhere right now. If not, they're going to not have anything left to throw.
I don't know what you throw at this point.
I think you just
You
throw
it
a
and pray?
Hail Mary Kled ultimate somewhere and hope that Mega Fat Finger flashes on top of your Lissandra. I think that's what you hope for right now. It's like a 0.004% chance, but even Hussein Bolt has a chance of tripping every time he runs the 100 meter.
Look at bot lane here. Rocky going in for a 2v1. Ultimate already used there by Polar, and Rocky's able to just get away, but here comes Pop. Here comes the Kench. And you got 2 tanks running at you.
What?
In a 2v4. And Insurgent are running away. Meanwhile, mid lane is being taken.
And top lane outer turret, inner turret's been taken down. They're pushing for the inhibitor. Duel could just simply rotate through the jungle towards either side of the map. Mega have got this locked down.
Oh, here we go. G4, he's got stopwatch though. Rocket is going to be available.
Oh,
if it decides
nice
to come
try.
on over. Very quickly done, and there goes the perfect game here for Mega as G4 is caught out.
Very nice try from G4. He tried to flash away from Braum, like right behind Braum so he doesn't get hit by the ultimate, but like most ultimates that have a straight line, it starts from behind the champion. So Braum's ultimate technically starts from right behind his character model. So even though G4 flashed away, he still gets knocked up by the ultimate and locked down. He almost got away. He would have just instantly hit the shield button and just dashed out of there.
Duel continues to farm up, even taking some of the jungle for himself as well. And for Mega this time, they're not going to get the perfect game. But it's still looking like a very clean one.
Disgraceful. I'd belt them.
You'd fire them all?
Belt them.
Oh, wow. Bit rude.
No. You had a perfect game lined up.
Hey, do you blame the entire team or just G4?
No, G4.
Oh, okay.
He's the only one that died, right? So
Yeah,
that's it. His fault.
his fault. It's all over.
Blame the jungler.
Blame Lloyd. As they continue just to add more and more gold here. Even stealing away the jungle as they make their way through. Here you go. Insurgent. They're looking for that big play, but they need to actually pull the trigger.
The thing is, bottom lane is just going to be a free take right now. Belby's got teleport. He's got a flank to teleport to. Insurgents need to pull the trigger, though, while Duel's in the mid lane. They need to go right now. They need to teleport on Lissandra now into that ward that's right behind Mega.
Not the
force
one.
a fight.
Not the wrong one.
There we go.
There we go. Teleport's coming in, but Duel and Pop are already rotating on down. Lloyd is going to be caught out toward the side, but here comes Rocky right into the middle. Belby, oh, he used the ultimate on Lloyd, and now has to reuse it back onto himself, and Duel with the rockets can just lay in. Double kill, finds its target, and Shout, he's bleeding out. Triple kill for the Jinx.
That's game.
There it is.
25 seconds on the respawn time. There's 4 players left alive for Mega. I don't see them being able to fight back. There's no minions, though, so they're going to have to back off. So, unlucky. I thought that was definitely a game right there, but they're going to break the entire base of Insurgent.
Yeah, that's going to be the inhibitor in bot lane taken apart.
All your base are belong to us.
11,000 gold lead. That was just a little unfortunate there for Insurgents. Belby, I think the target selection on his ultimate could have been a little better because he ended up using it on Lloyd.
Insurgent pulled the trigger too quickly.
Yeah.
4-second teleport timer. They should have waited for Belby to complete teleport so they can pincer the other team, but they kind of called it as soon as the teleport came through, so they didn't have an opportunity to pincer the team.
Again, that was a little unfortunate. He ended up trying to use the ultimate on Lloyd
Yep,
as he went
repel.
up into Repel, so it made it go on cooldown for about 2 or 3 seconds, and then he had to use the ultimate on himself. Couldn't use it on Duel, you know, that main target you like to go for. And even then, he has a Tom Kench right beside him, too.
Duel's going back to base for the first time since he picked up his rapid fire cannon, just buys a full hurricane and a stopwatch.
Digging the. I love that the hurricane build is that.
Yeah, Duel is done. Duel has
Yeah.
won the game. All right, you're dead too. Goodbye. Blade of the Ruined King on Renekton, by the way.
Slicing and dicing. And it's going to take down Shout. Still hasn't finished the call, by the way. Still needs 9 CS.
I mean, Rocky bought one too at 100 and something CS.
And he's almost going to finish it before.
Rocky bought a Cull at 108 CS.
Hopeless.
Why did Rocky buy a Cull at 108 CS?
He wanted to join in on Shout. He said, Shout's doing it, I want to too. Hopeless really trying something here. Has to make something happen, but they don't even need the jungle on the Baron to secure it.
No, they don't, because Kled and Xayah have decided they go on bot lane. Why are Kled and Xayah bot lane? I don't know, Paul, but they're bot lane. So, free Baron. Mega just take it. And now they can push for the win.
At some point here. There it is. I mean, Rocky's 2v1ing at this point. And he lives.
Oh, look at that. He's shepherding them.
Oh, no.
You cannot escape.
Oh, no. Oh, they do get out with the teleport there, but Polar is left alone. And he's going to die alone here as Duel picks up another kill. 2-12.
Yeah, Duel's just going to teleport bot lane.
Oh, jeez.
Mega should just ignore this turret, by the way. Belby takes a single shot and he decides that his life, it's not worth being close to this Jinx anymore. But Mega will just head bot lane. They'll close out a very simple and clinical game.
Baron buff there, and you can see them all grouped up together. Duel loves the sight of that. We'll see. First tower is going to fall. Insurgent watching their base start to crumble before them. Polar's up in 4 seconds, but you can see Duel doesn't even care. He's got excited, has that lethal temple available, and they're just underneath the fountain at this point. Mega turn their attention back toward the Nexus, but you do see Polar wants to go in for the engage. Zap's going to come out. Nexus now exposed. You got yourself the ultimate pop, though. Just gets eaten up here with Duel, and that should be game. Adding on some kills, possibly, to their totals, but still that Nexus. Pop even using that stasis for the BM. Rocky's got one, too. Duel's going domination. And like that, that should be game. Mega playing with the food. 2-14, 22.5 minutes.
17,000 gold lead for Mega. That was an absolute shellacking against Insurgent. There was no way for them to try and take back that game past 5 minutes. Just fell apart for them all across the map. Rocky with the solo kill in the top lane kicked things off. Bottom lane was controlled by a Jinx Tarm Kench. Elise was running around giving Sejuani hell. And there was just no way for Insurgent to really fight back. And I think fundamentally, their team composition fell apart and they didn't have a clear avenue of attack to break apart this very heavy pressure that Mega could distribute in that game.
And we mentioned it time and time again. By the time they went to pull that trigger on their composition, you're down literally 50% of your gold.
Eek! Eek!
Yep.
You know that sound that the TFT bird makes?
The Pingu?
Yeah, not Pingu. That was them that game. They were across the map from Mega going. That's it. That's what they were doing. That's all they could really do.
It's like level 1 Zap coming in from Rise.
Oh, they were the first ones out on the carousel every single round, I tell you. That's how far behind they were. Woo.
That one hurt.
Woo.
That one hurt. Especially Duel once again in this bot lane. On a Jinx this time. Like you mentioned, getting full control of that matchup and dominating.
Yep. Him and Pop played it very well, even surviving the very early gank coming out from Sejuani, which, another player might have fallen to. Very calm on the cleanse. Didn't even have to blow his flash. Knew exactly what he needed to do. Played that one very well. And I think Duel and Pop maintained that pressure bot lane and took fights to the Xayah Braum and said, we're not afraid of this matchup. We can push you in. And because when Jinx gets control of the lane, she keeps control of the lane. And they just chipped away at the turret. As soon as that first turret fell bottom lane, that was it. They could just swap sides of the map. Yeah. Top lane's already strong. Doesn't matter if they swap. And they just win out the game. And this was the Hail Mary pass coming out from Insurgent. You see they went here. Teleport wasn't even complete from Belby. So by the time he gets close enough to engage, Lloyd's just like, see you, mate. Instant Spider, go up the spout. And it's game over. And Duel just pops everyone with
Oh.
rockets here. Just like, oh no. Make it stop. They even give him this kill for the triple.
Well, you know, add on. That was before he even had his rune ads at that point.
I would have stolen that kill though.
Of course you would have.
Don't give him kills. Come on, make him work for it.
And Mega doing very well. You can see 19,000 damage coming out from Duel on the Jinx.
Watch him get MVP when it should be going to Lloyd. Watch
Yeah.
him get it.
All right, production.
Watch him get it from
we
just
doing?
damage alone.
Just damage alone.
I know it's coming. I know that he's getting MVP.
Oh!
surprise! I'm shocked.
Wow!
But it should be Rocky or Lloyd. Rocky and Lloyd set up the top side of the map. The
You know-
domino effect. Like bottom lane, they got a turret. Nice.
I'm gonna put in a petition here that you can have a little like control panel there for you, Fish, where you can just select who you want to give the MVP. But
I'm upset by this.
it goes to Duel based off production's opinion there. So
Upsets me.
I know it does. But overall, I don't think they care who the MVP goes to if you're Mega right now, because that was a very clean
It
victory.
was.
There wasn't that
As long
many
as the people that
mistakes.
died didn't get it, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
they,
we don't talk
They
about
mucked
G4.
up the perfect game, so
We-
G4 you're just fired.
What was
Pretty
the other
much.
one that died there? Was it
I-
Lloyd?
doesn't
I think it was,
matter.
I think it was Lloyd died once, but
I think Pop.
was it Pop?
Pretty sure it's Pop.
Eh.
We'll find out later.
It don't really matter because in the end, it's game one going to Mega after now again their first week where they did fall for their first game series and match series. So nice way to come back, coming in, making a statement against Insurgent. We'll see whether or not they can make it a 2-0 or whether or not Surgent can look to try and force that game 3 after a quick break.